My name is Lila Hartman. I am 29 years old, and I live in Brightwood, Creative Hills. My life seemed relatively normal most days, filled with the usual job worries, friendly gatherings at local cafes, and the quiet joy of evening strolls through the vibrant neighborhoods full of art murals. But one thing always gnawed at me, my relentless pursuit of genuine connection, a soulful bond that felt as if it could light up the darkest parts of my existence. That is until I met him. His name was Felix, a man whose charm was as intoxicating as the substances he recommended. At first, I was enthralled. He spoke of psychedelic journeys that could elevate our consciousness, where we could explore the depths of our souls together. "Let's do MDMA together," he would say, his eyes sparkling with wild enthusiasm. "Oh, we are so alike," he would claim, drawing me into his world of fantasies. But in reality, he was a narcissist, a master manipulator who concealed his true self behind a veil of spirituality he exploited to mask his lack of empathy. Felix didn't just date women, he devoured them. He would sweep in, charming them with empty promises of deep connections, and leave them shattered the moment he lost interest. I should have known better, yet I got caught in his trap, mesmerized by the illusions he cast. Eventually, the truth unraveled before me. Each tender word and soft caress turned sharp, weaponized against me. When I began to see through his lies, when I dared to question his narratives, Felix, with his well-practiced facade of victimhood, lashed out. He accused me of things I never did, twisting my words until I felt dizzy with confusion. The more he mistreated me, the more I realized I had become just another name on his long list of victims. I was just another forgotten character in the story he crafted to maintain his image as the great, smiley, spiritual guy. Each early morning light felt like a new dawn that highlighted my misery. I remember desperately trying to reclaim pieces of myself in those dark moments, while he effortlessly slipped into another woman's life, gliding from victim to victim without a care for the fallout. And just like that, I was discarded, rendered invisible to a man who thrived on manipulation and control. But I still had my own strength hidden beneath the layers of despair. I had acquired valuable knowledge about his life. I knew where he lived, the address of that little house, the lair that smelled of potpourri and deceit, and I also knew where he worked in the corporate world. I had witnessed his patterns, noted his flaws, and every turn he took sent shivers down my spine. Most of all, I was aware of his weakness, his desperate need to maintain an image of success, confidence, and charisma. Fueled by anger and the desire for justice, my thoughts shifted from victimhood to vengeance. How could I make him feel even a fraction of the pain he inflicted? I wanted to expose him for everything he was, not just to me, but to every woman he would ever encounter. I planned meticulously, replaying Felix's deceitful tactics in my mind as I pieced together my revenge. Days turned into weeks, and I set a plan in motion, making anonymous calls to his employer, planting seeds of doubt about his character. I created fake social media accounts where I would slide into conversations with past victims, sharing stories of his manipulation, nurturing a community of women who had experienced his toxic charm. Each time he boasted about his successes or bragged about his charming personality at social events, I imagined him trapped in a web of his own making. I could see him on stage at music events, flashing that wicked smile of his, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. And while I watched from the sidelines, my heart doubled in courage. But then, there was a moment when the stakes rose higher than I anticipated. I had arranged to attend a popular music event, aware Felix would likely be there, enveloped by friends, beaming as he embraced his new conquest. As he held court with another unsuspecting woman, I could feel a knot of fear twist inside me. I arrived dressed for confrontation, a stark contrast to my previous self. I knew I had to have my final act play out in front of him. My heart raced as I stepped closer, feelings of liberation clashing with a wave of dread. Felix finally spotted me, a flicker of surprise crossing his face before retreating into that mask of charm. I took a deep breath and created a scene. "Do you remember me? You broke me," I yelled above the music, drawing in the attention of those around us. The crowd went quiet, eyes shifting between us as he fumbled for words. It felt cathartic to expose him in that moment. My voice echoed not just my pain, but the cries of all the women he had wronged. The rage that filled me surged, pushing me forward. "You paint this beautiful picture while you're nothing but a monster hiding behind your smiles," I declared. The way the crowd began murmuring confirmed my words had struck a chord. The realization dawned on him. This was no longer just about me. It was about unveiling him. In that flash of desperation, I saw him lose his composure, the mask slipping as he tried to regain control, but it was too late. As I turned to leave, I could sense the energy shift. The whispers grew louder, fueling my triumph as Felix's carefully curated image began to shatter around him. In the months that followed that night, it became clear my revenge not only liberated me, but also empowered others to break free from their chains. Women came forward, sharing their own stories, reclaiming their power as Felix's once sterling reputation crumbled. The man who had sought to manipulate and control was now the victim of his own undoing. Life in Brightwood continued, but I carried the lessons with me. I had transformed from someone he tried to erase into a force that made him face his demons. Although I started with the simple intention of revenge, I earned something much more significant: a sense of freedom, the warmth of community, and the knowledge that making him see the consequences of his actions became a beautiful, poetic reality. Every time I walked past that music venue, I could feel the echoes of strength and resilience. My new normal became a life of empowerment and courage, reminding me that there is beauty in solidarity, and sometimes revenge is only the beginning of reclaiming one's light.